Mr. Sala, although it's a chilly day, we have to say a warm welcome here at Pedeli Test Track at the KTM 2016 race launch for enduro and motocross bikes. First of all, how did you decide to come to Greece?
Well, I received the invitation from KTM Greek. Mr. Solon, we are in touch for many years. I started to work with Mr. Solon many years ago. He invited me a race in 1997. After we stay in contact, and so for that, about this new presentation, Mr. Solon, KTM Greek, called me and so invited for to cooperate with him to the presentation as the journalist.
Okay, so you have been crowned 6 times world champion. From 1991 you have attending the World Champions until now. There is a huge growth in the sport. How can you explain that, this huge growth? Does it have something to do with WRC or something like that, or is it a completely different project?
For sure, my career was completely different from the other one because I came professional very late. I was 27 years old, and before I ride in motocross, and I have opportunity to know Mr. Farioli of KTM, so he started to make me a contract, and so I have so much passion to the enduro. I start to work till I was a champion. In the beginning I make some experience during the years in the world champion, and after 3 years I was a world champion in enduro.
How hard did you try for this? How hard did you train?
Well, when you are professional, your job is to train. So that means 2 times per week I go to the mountain, and I used to tank of fuel for to stay many hours on the bike. And one day I go to the motocross track. That means I ride 3 times a week the motorcycle. Even when I'm at home, I use the bicycle. I go to running, to jogging. You know, the life of the professional must be concentrated 100% at the training. And for sure, when you are an official rider, they give to you the motorcycle assistance, spare parts. It's much more easy to arrive at the target.
How different are the factory bikes from the private bikes, the bikes that privateers are using?
In the past, some years ago, the official bike or the standard bike was quite different. Now the level of the material, level of the technology permit to have the really close bike. The difference of in this moment from the official bike and the standard one is just the suspension, because the champion use the different setting of the hobby rider. For sure, if you arrive in one bump at 70 km/h or you arrive at 100, must be ready to absorb the shock of the. So the most big difference is just the suspension. Other thing, clutch, piston, everything at this moment is completely the same.
I asked you before about the growth of the sport since 1991. We have seen many more factory teams, many more companies entering World Enduro Championship, and many more competitors. How do you explain this growth? How this happens?
Well, like every sport, come more professional years by year. So that means to be professional means more expensive. Because in this moment the world champion, we race in South of America, Chile, Argentina, and so it's become much more professional. Even the federation decide to accept 150 rider a race when it's possible. Because in the past are 250 kilos. There is so many hobby riders. So the level of the world champion always was in the medium. There is the top rider, but there is the hobby rider. In the race, they prepare the race with a different style for to have fun everybody. Now it's concentrated, it's just 7 hours of race. There is 3 tests, extreme, enduro and cross, and the rider can do it. It's just a small small number. So that means when Mr. Blanchard, the promoter or FIM rise, give the different standard for to make a professional championship.
I want to ask you to tell me the main differences from Paris-Dakar, Extreme Enduro and World Enduro Championship. Main differences about the rider, how the riders think and approach in this sport, every side of the sport.
Yeah, in this
Just in a few words.
Yeah, then during this moment continue with the philosophy. Speed, fast in the forest, fast in the special test. The track is quite difficult, not impossible, but difficult. The extreme enduro in this moment is too difficult for enduro rider. If you look at the results, always are the three rider are the winner, like in Erzberg or other race. Because in this moment the enduro rider participate just enduro, and the extreme are concentrated 100% in the extreme. The rally is completely different because Paris-Dakar is a big marathon, so that means you stay many hours on the bike, the condition is different, the place of the race for sure is different. So years ago you can do supermotar, motocross, enduro, rally together. Now no, every rider are professional in our sport and our discipline, so that means the rally rider are concentrated in this one and the other one in the other specialty.
Okay. And how about the bikes? KTM has launched an electric bike. Do you think this is going to be the future due to environmental restrictions? Because all over Europe there are environmental restrictions. A motocross track they have a problem with noise and etc.
Honestly, I hope no. I hope we continue to use the benzene and the normal engine. For sure, if one day coming possible to do enduro or to do other sport with the benzene, for sure can be the solution. In this moment, the electric bike is very fun for the hobby rider because it's very easy to use, it's not complicated, it's not so expensive to charge to the benzene, and so if in the future we have the problem, we must to accept the electrical. But honestly, I repeat you, I hope we continue with a normal bike. The emotion is much more big.
And one last question, what are your plans for next year? What are you doing next year? Are you working with FIM again?
No, unfortunately I'm 52 years old, and to test the world champion track is quite complicated because you must to check the time, to take a speed, and so in this moment for me, even I have a problem one leg. Well, I continue to stay in the enduro world with the KTM. Like you see, I can participate at events like presentation or photo shooting or something like that. So that means I'm always around the enduro bike, but for sure not for the World Championship.
I see. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. BIKERSPIRIT.